Hey, how you doing, people? Whoa, what's happening here? Whoa, cowabunga, dude. Um, I just can't stop tripping over the discoveries. Tripping over the discoveries. There is an axis running through the UK which bisects Stonehenge. It crosses through Avebury, bisects Avebury, and then it stops around Hadrian's Wall because it goes into the sea. But in doing so, it bisects England into two equal land areas. Not Scotland, just England. It kind of shows Scotland's always been separate from England, even when Stonehenge was built. Even when Stonehenge was built, Scotland was separate, and I can prove it in this video. That's the title of the video. When Stonehenge was built, it was separate. That's the hypothesis. I just discovered it 5 seconds ago. You're going to have a look at this. Now, firstly, Avebury is really cool. So, I've always noticed that there's this north-south axis running through Avebury because you have this snake wrapped around the hill, the snake wrapped around the ophthalmos, as you see in Greek mythology, the snake wrapped around the world's centre. And this is exactly the same thing that you see here, you see in ancient Greece, you see it here at Avebury. And it goes north-south. So you're supposed to walk north-south according to this ley line. Ley lines are monuments in the pre-road era for helping to cut through forests. So my theory is, and it was also the Ley Line dude's theory 100 years ago, Alfred Watkins, that this is a navigational network. And my theory is you needed to see above the trees. And we're talking 6000 BC era. So you get on a hill, then you see above the trees, you see the next monument, you go in that direction. So that's a ley line, and it goes north-south. Now Stonehenge also has this north-south thing cutting through it, because with Stonehenge what's happening is this. Let me demonstrate. Let's get Stonehenge up there. Now, the thing about Stonehenge is you go due south of Stonehenge. So firstly, it looks like there isn't any north-south there because, we're going on the summer solstice. But then you look closely, and the Stonehenge solar system is directly that I call Stonehenge solar system, the Stonehenge serpent. But no one knows about it yet because they're not looking for it. They don't know. They think serpent is Ohio. Black and white thinking serpent is only in Ohio. Serpent is not here in England. We don't have serpents here. St. Patrick's got rid of them. Oh, hang on, that was Ireland. But this is facing Easter, so the east. So basically what's happening is it bisects that. So you're supposed to approach Stonehenge also from a north-south alignment. And we've even got this east-west alignment because of this Kingbarrow Ridge, Nile clumps. There's not much to see there. But so what you do is, to test my theory out, and I'll show you how to do this as well, guys. In ancient British mythology, it even says there are kings. There are kings who, if you read Geoffrey of Monmouth, who covers the ancient British mythology, he actually says there were kings who measured England north to south. I'll get to this in another book because this helps you to find holy grails. We're going to talk about how to find holy grails in another video because holy grails seem to be all over the place, and you can look for holy grail. I don't mind. I'm going to tell you how to be Indiana Jones and find the Holy Grail. But in this video, we're going to test land areas. So what you can do, you can mark points. So we're going to see if my theory that I came up with 5 seconds ago is correct. It's going up through there. And then I'll head north, up through there. And I have to zoom out. This is how it's done. But, this is how you do ley line. Back in the past, you have to get your Ordnance Survey map out. That's interesting. It actually kind of hits that coast of England where one side of the wall would have been. So we go to there. There. Okay, the area, as you can see, is 74,000 square kilometres. Let's check the other part of my theory. And I haven't done this yet. I'm just doing it for you guys. That's a nice sky out there. Too bad it's winter. It's wintry, eh? It's like it is freezing out there, but it's fresh and nice. I want to go for a walk. So don't keep me here too long, people. But, I'm showing you how sophisticated the Stonehenges were. Because if they had a solar system, why wouldn't they know the damn size of their own damn country? I'm so excited about this. Someone's going to say, Charlie, why are you behaving like a lunatic? I, the resident psychologist, am disturbed by this behaviour. Guys, do you know what excitement is? This is called excitement. So let's try that again with the other side. So we do the same thing. I'm going to draw the line. And we're going to go right through, up there, to approximately the top. I have to zoom out to see that I'm on the Rome-Berlin axis. Oops, I mean the Stonehenge Avebury axis. We draw the points in like this, Just draw them in like that, and let's test my theory out in a second. I'm excited. I'm very excited indeed. 68,000 kilometres squared. So, now, I haven't been exact. Maybe the wall was there or something. Maybe it was two different sides of a wall that was across there. But honestly, or maybe they were including a bit more of this territory here because, that could be part of this Bay Empire here. I think... Now, there's a possibility that the other thing about this axis is the other thing about this axis, people, is it bisects. It's an interesting axis. You can see it's clearly there. It bisects that peninsula there. It's near Aberdeen, or maybe it actually crosses Aberdeen. So it looks like it actually hits Aberdeen, which is interesting. So Aberdeen, another ancient site. And so you can include that little tiny bit into your calculations as well. That tiny bit of Scotland there. We go down to there. We click, and now we're going to go back down to where Adrian's Wall is, and then follow the wall and cut out that large peninsula to see if we get to our 74,000. Okay. So let's see how we do. Yeah, I cut out a bit, but I added a bit somewhere else, and then I go back to there and click there. 70,000. Look, guys, and add that 4,000. Right, guys, it is quite clear, based on this, they were calculating the north-south size of England when Stonehenge and Avebury were built, and England was up to Adrian's Wall. In other words, the wall was not built to keep out the Scots. The Scots were living in Ireland at the time. They're still living in Northern Ireland. If you go to Northern Ireland, they'll say wee little blah blah blah. They don't say that in the rest of Ireland. But anyway, I've just proven that when Stonehenge and Avebury was built, Adrian's Wall was where it is now. The Romans rebuilt Adrian's Wall, and England was divided according to geomantic principles, the same as you find in ancient Egypt, where Giza is the centre of the land area of Egypt, the centre of the land area of the world, etc. Here, quite interestingly, Stonehenge and Avebury seem to be on an axis at the centre of the land area of England, as you see quite clearly. I've proven that. This is not. I don't think it's a coincidence that lines up so well to Adrian's Wall. I noticed this. This has been nagging me for a long time. Why do both Stonehenge and Avebury have a north-south alignment? And we've just proven why in this, guys. If this isn't proof doesn't even exist, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. Check out my books on Amazon. Check it all out. Yeah. Okay, guys, there is an addendum. Since I made this video, I've just noticed something. I looked up Hadrian's Wall. It's where I thought it was, except for one problem. Here is the problem, guys. I was measuring up to here, along the line to Aberdeen. It was hitting the coast here, where the current border between England and Scotland is. And I was measuring up to here and stuff. Now look, this is the shortest distance here. They chose the shortest distance for the border. Basically, the shortest distance to separate the two places. And that's quite apparent, right? There's another short distance there, but England's a bit greedy. They want a bit more. They're a bit strong. They're always a bit stronger than Scotland. Scotland's got fewer people. They've got a lesser economy. They're a rugged north. It's cold, less crops. They've got everything against them. So, in other words, this is pointing to the border between England and Scotland. Why would it do that? It could only do that if the border was 5,000, 4,000 years old. The border between England and Scotland, this border, the shortest distance, is 4,000 years old. Ergo, this was always divided into these kingdoms in the distant past. And in fact, it kind of still is. Like, until very recent times, Ireland's always been 4 kingdoms, and until very recent times it was 4 kingdoms. Northern Ireland was always actually a separate kingdom. So this separation, British, Protestant, Irish thing, it actually goes back to ancient times in a way. Although there was a bit more, obviously, through conquest. But there you go, people. The border of England and Scotland is 4,000 years old. We've proven that. We've proven also, as a conclusion, that the Stonehengers knew not only the solar system we've shown in the previous video, but the whole solar system. So they had photography, they had huge telescopes, they wouldn't have known this otherwise, they wouldn't be as ambitious as they were otherwise. They need the land area. Now, if you have the land area of England, you sort of have to have, yeah, you don't need satellites, but you kind of need navigation. So you need epic amounts of sea travel. So this could have been done with a primitive sea travel. Look, photography is nothing that's that great. You think photography is great? It's not that great. It was done to make the Shroud of Turin 1,000 years ago with an unknown camera. Telescopes, you think they're great, they're not that great. A big telescope is a bigger version of a smaller telescope, which Galileo put together based on hearsay. He heard someone was doing it in the Flemish lands in Belgium, what is now Belgium. And he thought, oh, I can do that too. So guys, that is the conclusion of this. I really like this discovery. I'm very excited by this discovery, actually. Yeah, I always knew those builders of Stonehenge had many aces up their sleeves and much ancient wisdom. Yes, indeed. Wow.